Good evening. I'm Jay Critchley, and I am a corporation. Now, I bet you've never seen a corporation before, have you? Well, now you have a walking, breathing corporation. Jay Critchley Incorporated. You know, it's been 140 years since the U.S. Supreme Court first extended the right of corporations to be equally protected under the law. Yes, the 14th Amendment, which was created in 1868 to protect newly freed slaves, was co-opted to provide protection under the law to corporations like me. Think about the recent corporation-friendly Citizens United Supreme Court decision, which equated money with free speech. If a corporation can become a person, then why can't a person become a corporation? You might call that a turnaround. Have you ever seen a corporation walking around, shifting the paradigm? Not Ronald McDonald. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about some of my fellow S&P 500 friends. Like, hi, I'm Mr. ExxonMobil, enjoying the clean air. Or how about after a long day of shopping at Walmart, what might Madam Walmart say to us? Would you like a drink? A Walmartini? It was the titans of industry in post-Civil War America who persuaded the Supreme Court justices that they were the ones disadvantaged by the 14th Amendment and they needed reprieve. Well, I'm the embodiment of that. I've got great limited liability, better bankruptcy protection, and fantastic tax breaks. I have an unlimited life. Isn't that great? Life after death. Here I am in the flesh, my corporeal self, someone with market solutions, with robust corporate values. Let's take it to the next level. Buy into me. I identify as corporation. So how did this happen to me? I'm a free spirit. I'm a product of the anti-capitalist communal activist side of the 60s, before the me decade of the 70s and the spree decade of the 80s. I'm not sure where we are now, the siege decade. I was a startup looking for a brand, one with impact. I'm not living in a silo. I have global aspirations. It's mine for the taking. But I need to stay relevant. Coming out as a post-pubescent CEO was easier than coming out as a gay man from a strict Irish Catholic family of 8 sisters. I was the oldest son. I was also the tall one. I was expected to be the boy wonder, you know, exhibiting the best practices on the basketball court, the jock. Instead, I pushed back. I empowered myself by playing marbles in the backyard. That began as my brand of Brazen. What is your brand of Brazen? Yes, coming out was ridden with guilt and self-loathing and my very own personal identity crisis. But I chose a niche market. I built consensus as a hippie, and I passed the Kool-Aid acid test. It was also free and privileged and transitory. Yet there was something deeper nagging me in my deepest core. We know out of the dark night of the soul comes light. The dividends. I was searching for the bull market. Not just yet. I still had to come out again. As what? An artist. I had to come out as an artist. And not just any old artist, a born-again artist. A born-again artist, rebirthed and I was hungry and ready to write my corporate mission statement to appropriate the corporate platform to create social change. A born-again corporation. At the first Earth Day in 1970, I witnessed a prize American sedan sledgehammered by people in Eugene, Oregon. Years later, I'm at a waterfront park on Cape Cod, showcasing my gas-guzzling, sand-encrusted car. Was I a car salesman? A parking lot attendant? A kook? Not for long. I put on a tie and I felt empowered. I found my voice. What is your brand of Brazen? You all know what this is, I'm sure. A plastic tampon applicator. We call them beach whistles. I gathered them from I have the world's largest collection of discarded plastic tampon applicators. Get through it. Made from our addiction to fossil fuels, washed up on beaches from faulty sewage systems. As CEO of TACKI, T-A-C-K-I, Tampon Applicator Creative Clubs International, I asked, what would our dear Statue of Liberty say? Go with the flow. Yes, give me your poor, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. As CEO of TACKI, also, I personally filed legislation at the State House in Boston in the 1980s as Miss Tampon Liberty to give them a piece of my mind and a return on my investment. These applicators, by the way, also give me unlimited life, just like the applicators. Wow, said this policeman as he backed away. I was being profiled at the State House. Maybe because I was wearing my Miss Tampon Liberty gown of 3,000 applicators. And I was ready to speak on legislation to ban these non-biodegradable products and keep them from our landfills and keep them from our marine environment. He was speechless. What is your brand of Brazen? And here's a corporation venture that you might want to buy into. Martucket Island Resort and Theme Park. Imagine a fantasy island, an offshoring refuge for your buyback fortune, your tax haven, where you could have it all. 3 million square foot resort and theme park off Cape Cod, envisioning our energy future, such as the climate change casino and sweat lodge, a meltdown mall, the Doppler Center for Power Failures, the Vanishing Oyster Bar and Grill, yummy, and of course, the kids' favorite, Jaws, Jaws, Jaws. Now, after winning an official award from the Boston Society of Architects, I submitted Martucket Island proposal to the Army Corps of Engineers in 2006. Wasn't that fun? They threatened me to a $10,000 fine and 5 years in jail if they determined that my proposal was fake. Come and get it. Yeah, come on. I can't imagine why they thought it was fake. Maybe because, okay, I submitted it on April Fool's Day. What is your brand of Brazen? I also launched a corporate subsidiary dealing with the AIDS pandemic. In 1989, the government was more concerned about banning flag burning than responding to HIV. Outlawing flag desecration was a big debate in Congress, and the Supreme Court upheld it as free speech. So I launched the Old Glory Condom Corporation, worn with pride countrywide. A transnational corporation. I acquired a trademark to break the government's deadly silence on this issue. We were giving them a heads up. Old Glory redefined what it means to be patriotic, to protect and save lives. It worked, but not at first. My application was deemed, quote, immoral and scandalous to associate the flag with sex. What, no more low-hanging fruit? It was denied, but after 3 years battling the U.S. Commerce Department with a lawyer from the Center for Constitutional Rights, I won. And we then sold the condoms worldwide. I say to the government, Old Glory condoms, never flown at half-mast. And to my shareholders, long may it wave. What is your brand of Brazen? And at the end of the day, we all have to power down, change our perception, shift the dialogue, move that needle back. Be enterprising, be the top brass that you are. You want to be the top brass that you are? Okay. What is your vertical integration platform for increasing your earnings algorithms? What are you going to do instead of what you're doing now? Can you think outside the box? Can you be a whistleblower to yourself? Instead of what's not working? Will you join me in a new global transformational movement of corporate identity instead? We are launching it right here, right now, and we're doing it together. Will you join me? Okay, repeat after me. Become the vanguard of a brazen corporate global citizen instead. Will you join me? No more silos instead. Life after death. Find your price point. Push back. Stay relevant. No more redundancy. Celebrate your core competency. Put all your ducks in a row. Drill down. Shift the paradigm. And change the world. Thank you. Thank you.